What's going on, family? Well, I'm always talking about us as an ethnic group. We have to get rid of the talk about race, because race pulls everybody into our struggles, into our history, into our network when we're trying to build ourselves as a group. And we understand that there are different ethnic groups out here that looks like us, that can blend into our race, that does harm to us, especially when it comes to our politics. So we are waking up to this real quick. But what we have to do is we have to have a plan, a strategic plan to set ourselves apart, and a system that's created where we use to uplift our people and identify our people in a way where we can move forward. To a lot of people that's xenophobic, to a lot of people that's like separatism or hateful, that we try to do things for ourselves. But the point of it is we have to do things for our lineage, for our children, because we are the only ones who have their best interests. And it's so disrespectful that they are coming from other countries, other cultures, and they are beholden to that, and they don't give us that same autonomy. And it's also disrespectful that they are coming to a country that we slaved in, that we sweated in, that we built. We had to deal with all this type of disrespect from the people who was here to build up something to give us an avenue to uplift ourselves. And now they can come over here and enjoy in all the fruits of our labor, or all the spoils of the war, you know, and not even say anything to us. Better yet, saying things disparaging to us. So I found this clip, and this clip says a lot, you know, especially from the perspective of our people. Let's check it out.
It's about our lineage. Who are we? We're Black Americans. I can trace my family back, my ancestors back to the 1700s, okay? So we're Black Americans. We have been here since the founding of the country. That matters, doesn't it?
See, first of all, we have to strike out that word Black as a unifying term for all us in America. Well, those who had a lineage from 1865 on back. Because we know Black symbolizes people that's from the Black race. So when people come here and then become citizens, they become American. So by default, they are Black Americans. So this is the ideology and the mindset that everybody else is using to anchor in to our lineage to get all of these resources and everything that they are getting right now. So we have to strike that down. I know a lot of y'all feeling a certain way. It's making you feel, oh man, we can't let that go. It's ours, it's ours. You know, but if something is doing you harm, you have to let it go and figure out a way on how to gatekeep it and control it in the future or some other aspect. So me myself, I prefer just to say I'm a freedman, American freedman, or a freedman from 1865 on back. There's no other term that is used, and that term is not used broadly for no other people from other places. You're not going to find a freedman in Guatemala. You're not going to find a freedman in Canada. You're not going to find a freedman in Mexico. And what I mean by not finding, I mean a person that has their roots anchored there from the beginning. Their lineage is not going to be from those countries or those places.
Does it matter that our parents, our ancestors were here since the founding, since the 1600s, since the 1700s? Is that relevant? Is that significant? Yes, I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, my ancestors didn't slave and sweat and, you know, toil and all that hard work that they did for Joanne Reed to have a job. She's from the Congo. They worked for Black Americans to have jobs. They did all that for Black Americans, not people from the Congo who are first generation Americans. Not even Kamala Harris, who's Indian American and Jamaican.
Right.
See, if we moved this way earlier, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in, because we felt people had a skin color that we had, that they have our interests. But when you have a dual citizenship, I'll put it that way, like Shirley Chisholm, we was calling her, oh, Auntie Shirley. No, not Shirley Chisholm, Maxine Waters. Auntie Maxine.
My ancestors didn't work for Kamala Harris to have these benefits. They worked for Black Americans to have benefits. I think even Obama is not even a Black American. This is why using color, the skin color, is not sufficient. It's American experience. It's confusing.
Right.
And this is why I say white Americans and Black Americans have been in America the longest since its founding. And that is significant. That matters. That history matters. And so this is why, and I don't know why so many, and I want to get into this issue about Black women, Black American women supported. I know it's nonprofit, but Black American women don't understand most of them. Some do, but most of them don't understand. They think everything is about skin color. And
I think that skin color thought comes from Black women who are highly educated. They join into these boule groups, they get into these positions, and because they are indoctrinated by the educational system on the perception on what unity and Black is, and they merge those two together because of shared interests and shared harm and pain. But what's different is the Freedmen men did not treat they women the same way as a Nigerian man or a Mexican man. No, we don't see our children or our girls as lesser as our boys. In fact, it's quite the opposite. We revere and protect our women to the degree that most men don't. But we get the shaft because we are in this patriarchal system on where we are not the dominant man inside the system, because the place that we are given in the society, a second tier place, even up under our women, because of the financial structure or the financial system that's created now to bring us out of the home and have them as the breadwinner, when no matter how much a woman makes, we still should be moving forward as one unified group. Money shouldn't dictate who runs or who controls the household. Money only is the tool on keeping the household together and flowing and working and moving for the greater good of the community, greater good of the family, and greater good of the ethnic group.
Superficial analysis of the situation. They're not looking at the history. They don't know the history, and they're just so wedded to the political left position, embracing all of their policies. And their policies have been detrimental to Black America. They need to get away from that embrace of all these policies that are the detriment. So what I'm thinking, they're not doing their homework. They're not reading this cast your bucket where you are. Cast down your bucket where they're not reading this history. They're being superficial. They're just watching the television and going along with what the politicians say.
And I could agree with what she was going to say. She was going to say that they were just going along with the political party, because it feels good. It's used to doing. And some people, it don't feel good. It's just the perspective of being with somebody else who you think is going to do you worse or more harm. So now you stand with a person that's harming you because you're looking at them as the lesser of two evils. Evil is evil. And if you haven't been exposed to the other evil, of course, the fear of the unknown is scary. But you have to control the narrative. You have to anchor down with the people who you are connected with or having the same problems with, which is the Black man, which is the Black child, which is the Black family. We have to come together as one. And then you have to realize who you are. You're not just Black. Ethnically, you're a Freedman. You came through the annals of history as a specific people with a specific goal. And it's time for us to pick up that mantle and run with it. It's time for us to represent who we are unapologetically. We don't have to tell nobody what we're doing. We don't have to take nobody else's terms or labels. If we haven't been giving it to you, you shouldn't be calling us that. If you are not from our lineage, you shouldn't be cosplaying or using it in a way that's harmful for us but beneficial for you and yours. Now it's time for us to take our names that we want to use and politicize them and legalize them in a way. If a person uses it, we got to start suing, calling these people out, bringing them into the courts, even if it's the government. You don't have the right to tell us what our class is. If we say this is who we are, you put it on paper and you run with that. You don't have the right to have other people that claim that they represent us. If they not coming with the forms, with the papers, with the signatures that they represent 32 or 36 million people, you shouldn't be running with that. You should be doing the same meticulous breakdowns that you did for the Native Americans, the so-called 5 civilized tribes who control who flows in and out of their lineage. And it should be the same for us. Peace, people. We have a lot to do, family, a lot to get done, and most of us are doing the work. We just need a few more people to get to expose to this knowledge, and it's their choice either to jump onto this moving train or keep walking on that long path that they are journeying on. All right, peace.